I am asking the public to support me in my quest for justice. My name is Olivia, and I'm facing threat of imprisonment for failure to hand over my bank statement to a barrister, Jonathan Crystal, for his client, Mr. Anil Sanghani, who is a debarred solicitor's clerk operating from 160 Ballard Lane, Finchley. The allegation is that I owe Mr. Sanghani a significant sum of monies. Nobody has been able to tell me, neither the barrister, Mr. Sanghani, or the judge, the amount of money. What is significant? I don't know. He doesn't appear to want his money back. What he wants is my bank statement. So, Mr. Crystal goes to court, appears before District Judge Art at the Central London County Court, who in 10 minutes without evidence from Mr. Sanghani, just on the word of his barrister, ordered that I grant my bank statement for Mr. Sanghani. Under the Human Rights Act, in particular Article 8, it states that I have a right to confidentiality, and that includes my bank statement. I say Mr. Sanghani has no right to my bank statement. If I owe Mr. Sanghani money, the action is that he asks me for his money. He states how much I owe him, and he substantiates that with evidence of how I come to owe him that money. Not that I owe him a significant sum of monies, and he wants my bank statement. When one owes people money, or anyone, you don't ask for their bank statement, you ask for your money back. Mr. Sanghani is an unscrupulous person. He's been debarred several times for practicing as a solicitor's clerk. He's held himself out to numerous persons as a solicitor, only to cheat them. In one instance, a Mr. James Malcolm of North London informed me that Mr. Sanghani took over £100,000 from him, and the premise that he was going to invest it for him. To date, this poor 78-year-old man and his wife, in poor health, has only ever received £700 from Mr. Sanghani. He's also cheated Leicester de Cordova out of nearly £100,000 a year, admitting that he owes Leicester de Cordova only £10,000, but to date he has not returned that £10,000. Recently, I heard from Mr. Dolores Gentile of Canada that she's also been cheated by Mr. Sanghani. Her statement is on her Facebook and her Facebook page. Another client of Mr. Sanghani emailed us to say that Mr. Sanghani is a man who is very dishonest and a nasty piece of work. Mr. Sanghani has been tried and convicted for operating illegally. He's been fined by the OSC. He's been fined by the disciplinary tribunal. Yet, he's allowed to continue to ply his trade. And now, I'm alleged to have owed him significant sum of money without explanation. And by refusing to hand over my bank statement to this unscrupulous man, I am told that I will be facing a maximum of 2 years imprisonment and sequestration of my asset on the 11th of November 2014. I believe this is an injustice. I believe that it's because I'm black why a judge, not considering the evidence, just authorized the disclosure of my bank statement. There has been no action against me. This is an application for pre-action discovery based on Mr. Sanghani's claim through his barristers that I owe him a significant sum of money and one day he intends to take legal action against me. Certainly, in my book, this is putting the horse before the cart. You can't have this disclosure unless there is substantial evidence, unless he is able to particularize his claim of stating how much money I owe him, when did I owe him the money, in what circumstances I come to owe him this money. Neither the judge, the barrister, or Mr. Sanghani is able to tell me. I can categorically state here and now, I don't owe Mr. Sanghani money. I'm not associated with Mr. Sanghani. I owe no one remotely connected to Mr. Sanghani any monies. And I really do not understand the claim against me. Obviously, I'm prepared to go to prison. Because under no circumstances will I hand over my bank statement to this man. If you're able to support me or assist me, I'd be happy to hear from you. I'd be happy to hear from people who are in similar circumstances. I also know that there are numerous complaints to the Law Society against Mr. Sanghani, which they haven't disclosed. Please, if you can help me, I'd be very grateful for your help. You can find us on Facebook with our email address. Please, someone out there has been duped by Mr. Sanghani, and the legal system, for some reason, the judges and the barristers are trying to protect him. This I don't understand. Perhaps you can help. Thank you.